This is my 2005 Jeep Grand Cherokee Limited 5.7 Hemi. We're going to do a demonstration of how to check your starting relay. Now, here's your starting relays, and there's a list over here which shows the starting relay is at that point, which is right there. Now, I have taken a relay cover off, and the only thing that happens is power goes to these two terminals, energizes the coil, which pulls the armature, which closes these two contacts, which should send power to the starter solenoid. So I'm going to pull this out, and they are very difficult and tight to pull out. So you almost need some pliers. But they will eventually, if you keep pulling. I'm telling you, this is what you have to do to get them out. There. That's what it looks like right there. Now, we're going to take my relay with the case removed, and you can only get it in one way, and I'm going to push it in there. Okay, now here's the thing, is what I'm going to do is push the armature and close the contacts with the key, the ignition key turned to the to the on position, and hopefully we're going to see if this will start it. It should start the engine. Okay, so we're going to try it. It's in the on position, and now I am going to operate this and see if she will start. And this will be a test to allow you to determine if the wiring and the solenoid and the starter are okay. Okay, it didn't start because I need to have the switch over to the ignition part for it to actually start and everything. But what I have proven is, and you can try this, is you pull the cover off, push this. Okay, now I'm going to go in and actually turn the key and start it with the ignition switch. Guys, if you want to save yourself a lot of money, you need to try this. Pull the cover off, and it's very easy to do. Once you get the cover off, then you can do this test. If you push this armature and you don't hear the starter go, then you know you have a problem between and you've changed the relay. Now, first thing is change the relay. And now I'm checking my wiring all the way up, and I don't have a problem. This should help you to solve your problem. Okay? Good luck on this. Okay, with this diagram, I am going to explain the starting sequence and what's happening in your all your elements when you turn the key. So with that information, you'll be able to diagnose the problem yourself. Now, I'm going to try to break this down to layman's terms, because I know all of you don't know all the ins and outs of electronics, but this right here, which I've outlined before, is your relay, and there is your relay, which is kind of the center of everything. The relay is a way of taking low current and activating high current. So that's why you use a relay. So this relay is sitting in the circuit, and I have a video that shows the location of this relay, and changing it may correct the problem. This video is in case this relay changing does not correct the problem and you still just have a click sound. Okay, I want to explain what happens when you try to start your car. Right here, well, let's start from the starter motor. This is the last thing you want to replace. Right attached to the starter motor is a starter solenoid, and from the battery there is a heavy power lead which goes up to one side of the starter solenoid. Also, the starter solenoid is connected to the starter, and the starter is grounded, so that's what they're showing here, is this terminal is showing the connection that when the starter solenoid is activated, power is sent down to the starter. So that's the key element. The starter solenoid has to activate in order to get this power to the starter. Now, power is also taken up to a circuit breaker, and this is a source of problem right here, and this is fed over to the ignition switch. Also, from this point, a power lead is sent over to the relay. 30 is your main point, and 30 on here is actually contact number 3 right there. And when everything is sitting idle, there's a set of contacts right here between these 3, and it's sitting on this. So this is where you have to get the power. When the relay is activated, 30 will be connected to 87, and power from the battery will go right through to the starter solenoid. And the starter solenoid will operate. It's a relay, and that power will go right down to the ground here, operate this. Power will be taken from the battery, taken into the starter, and the starter will turn. Now, I need to go back to operating the ignition switch, because this is how it actually works when everything works right. Now, when you turn the power switch, or your ignition switch, what's going to happen is you're going to take this power from here on this terminal of your switch. It's going to go directed over to this point. It's a connection in there. The power is going to flow from the battery down to this point. This is a neutral switch. It will only allow the engine to start in park or neutral. So if this is a fault, which it could be, this switch could be bad, but if it is bad, you will not hear a click from this relay, because when you turn the switch, the power is going to come from the battery up to this point, through the circuit breaker, through this, to the switch connections, down through the neutral switch, and through the relay coil, which is this coil, which is going to operate the armature and close the contacts from 30 to 87. So when the power activates this relay, and you should hear it or feel it click when you turn your key, and that's indicating that this relay is operating, then power is going to flow from here through this, through the contacts from 30 to 87. It was sitting idly on 87, which is nothing's connected to it. It's a resting place. So the power is generated through here to the solenoid. The solenoid will operate. Power is going to be directed through a set of contacts in the solenoid, which that's a source of problem. The solenoid contacts could be bad, stopping the current from going to the starter. So the starter motor may be okay, but the solenoid is bad, but they come as a unit, so you're stuck. So to summarize, that's your points of problems, and it could be the wiring connections. Someone has already pointed out that the connection right here at the starter, which is a yellow wire, has been a source of problem from corrosion. So if you're not starting, you've changed the relay, then this would be a good place to start, because if you get the click of the relay, then all of the other stuff is working. You're only dealing with this wire right here to the starter solenoid, and if it's bad, then you're stuck. So I would check this connection, because most people say this is not the problem, it's this or this. So there you have it. I wish you good luck on this problem. Mine was solved by changing the relay, and I have a 2005 Grand Cherokee Limited 5.7 Hemi.